Introduction. Picture this. It's 3 a.m. The charts are glowing on your screen, the candlesticks dancing like shadows in the night. You're a Forex trader, a warrior of the markets, chasing pips, riding trends, and battling volatility. Your dreams are big, financial freedom, a life unshackled from the 9-to-5 grind. But then, your phone buzzes, a notification. You glance down, it's just a tweet, a meme, a quick scroll, and suddenly an hour has slipped through your fingers. The trade you were watching? Missed. The focus you had? Shattered. Welcome to Unplugged Profits, how social media is sabotaging your Forex trading success. I'm your Forex Muse, and this audiobook is for anyone who's ever felt the pull of the scroll, threatened to drown their dreams. Let's dive in because your future self is begging you to listen. Forex trading is a game of precision. It's you versus the market, a battlefield where split-second decisions can mean the difference between profit and loss. But there's another enemy lurking, one you might not even recognize yet: social media. That endless stream of noise, X rants, Instagram flexes, TikTok dances. It's not just a distraction. It's a thief. It's stealing your focus, your discipline, your edge. And if you don't wake up to it, it could cost you everything you're working for. Chapter 1. The Illusion of Connection. Let's start with a hard truth. Social media tricks you into thinking you're connected. You follow traders on X who post their wins, screenshots of green pips and champagne toasts. You join Discord groups buzzing with signals and hot tips. You feel like you're part of something, a tribe of market mavens. But here's the catch. While you're scrolling through their highlight reels, you're not watching your charts. You're not studying your strategy. You're living in their world, not building your own. I remember my early days as a trader. I'd spend hours glued to my trading platform, analyzing USD/JPY, waiting for that perfect setup. Then one day, I stumbled into an X thread, some guru claiming he'd cracked the code to millions. I followed him. I scrolled. I watched his live rants about the big banks and secret patterns. Next thing I knew, I'd missed a breakout on GBP/JPY. A trade that could have netted me 50 pips slipped away because I was too busy chasing someone else's story. Sound familiar? Social media sells you connection, but it's a lie. It's a one-way street. You're not talking to these people. They're talking at you. And every minute you spend liking their posts or arguing in their replies is a minute you're not investing in yourself. Forex isn't a team sport. It's you, your charts, and your mind. But social media pulls you out of that sacred space and into a circus of noise. Let's talk about the dopamine hit. Every like, every retweet, every fire emoji in the comments, it's a drug. Scientists say it lights up the same part of your brain as a slot machine payout. And just like a gambler, you keep pulling the lever, refreshing the feed, waiting for the next hit. Meanwhile, the market doesn't care about your likes. It's moving, relentless, unforgiving, and you're not there to catch it. But it's not just about the time you lose. It's about what that fake connection does to your soul. I used to think following big-name traders on X would make me better. I'd see their posts, just closed 100 pips on USD/JPY, and feel this rush like I was somehow closer to their success. I'd DM them questions, hoping for a nugget of wisdom. Most never replied. One did, but only to pitch me a $500 course. That's when it hit me. I wasn't connected to them. I was a fan, not a peer. And that realization stung. Think about your own feed. How many of those trading idols know your name? How many would care if you blew your account tomorrow? They're not your mentors, they're performers. And yet we keep scrolling, keep liking, keep hoping they'll notice us. It's a lonely game dressed up as a party. I've spent nights refreshing X, waiting for a reply that never came, while my charts sat ignored. The market was my real teacher, but I was too busy begging for scraps from strangers. Then there's the group chats, the WhatsApp threads, the Telegram channels promising community. I joined one called Pip Kings. 50 guys all hyped up, sharing screenshots of wins. I posted my first trade, a modest 15 pip scalp on your USD. No feedback, no nice one. But when some dude dropped a fake-looking 10K profit screenshot, the chat exploded with emojis. That's not connection. That's a popularity contest. I left feeling smaller than when I joined. And don't get me started on the live streams. You've seen them. Watch me trade live. I tuned into one once, some guy on YouTube screaming about a sure thing on GBPJPY. 200 viewers, chat buzzing, me included. I typed, "What's your stop loss?" No answer. He took the trade one big and logged off. I tried it too, lost 30 pips. He wasn't teaching. He was flexing. I wasn't learning. I was spectating. That's the illusion. You feel close to the action, but you're just a face in the crowd. Here's the kicker. All that time chasing connection could have been spent connecting with yourself. Imagine if I'd taken those hours, those late night scrolls, and used them to backtest my strategy. I could have found the flaws in my USD/JPY setups, tightened my entries, grown my edge. Instead, I was clapping for someone else's wins while my own slipped away. It's a trap we all fall into, but you don't have to stay there. Chapter 2, the comparison trap. Now let's hit deeper. Social media doesn't just steal your time, it steals your confidence. You log on to Instagram and see a trader posing in front of a Lambo, captioned, "Another day, another 100 pips." You scroll X and see a thread about someone turning $500 into $50,000 in a month. And suddenly, your $200 account feels pathetic. Your 10 pip win feels like a failure. You start doubting yourself. Why can't I do that? What am I doing wrong? This is the comparison trap, and it's a soul crusher. I've been there. I'd close a trade with a modest profit, say 20 pips, and feel good for about 5 seconds. Then I'd open X, see some hotshot bragging about a 200 pip haul, and my victory turned to ash. I'd second guess my strategy, overtrade to catch up, and blow my account chasing a ghost. That's what social media does. It turns your journey into a race against strangers who might not even be telling the truth. Here's a secret those posts don't show you. Most of those millionaire traders are selling something. Courses, signals, dreams. They're not trading live. They're marketing. And you're the mark. You're the one losing sleep, losing focus, losing money, because you're trying to live up to a mirage. Your edge as a Forex trader isn't in mimicking them. It's in mastering you. But social media keeps you looking outward when you should be looking inward. Let me take you back to a dark moment. I've been trading for 6 months, scraping by with a $300 account. One week, I nailed a 25 pip win on USD/JPY, my biggest yet. I was buzzing, ready to celebrate with a coffee and a pat on the back. Then I made the mistake of checking Instagram. Some kid, couldn't have been older than 20, was posing with a Rolex that captioned 50K week easy. My coffee went cold. My win felt like pocket change. I sat there, staring at my screen, wondering if I'd ever make it. That's the poison of comparison. It doesn't just dent your confidence, it rewrites your reality. I started digging into that kid's posts. Every day a new flex. Private jet, stacks of cash, join my mentorship. I bought it, hook, line, and sinker. I scraped together $200 for his signals group. Day one, he sent a buy GBPJPY call. I jumped in, no analysis, just blind faith. The trade tanked 40 pips down. My account was bleeding, and he was posting about his new yacht. I wasn't a trader anymore. I was a sucker. It's not just the big shots either. Even the small wins on social media sting. You see a guy with a $100 account post 10 pips today and think, wait, I only got 8. What's wrong with me? I've done that too. I'd grind out a decent day, then scroll X and see someone with half my experience boasting double my gains. I'd tweak my strategy midweek, chasing their secret sauce, only to lose consistency. Comparison doesn't just make you feel bad, it makes you reckless. And the worst part? You never see the losses. Social media is a highlight reel. No one posts the blown accounts, the sleepless nights, the margin calls. I learned that the hard way when a guru I idolized vanished from X after months of flexing. Rumors swirled, he'd wiped out. But I'd already spent weeks trying to copy him, losing pips and pride. The truth is, their wins don't tell your story. Your 10 pips might be worth more than their 100 if it's yours, earned, not borrowed. Breaking free starts with one shift. Measure yourself against yourself. I started journaling. Every trade, every pip, every mistake. I stopped caring about the Lambo guy and tracked my progress. A month later, I was up 50 pips total. Not Instagram worthy, but real. That's your power, your journey, your rules. Social media can't take that unless you let it. Chapter 3, the noise that drowns your signal. Forex trading thrives on signal, clear actionable data, price action, support and resistance, trend lines. That's your signal. But social media, it's pure noise. Endless opinions, hot takes, and FOMO traps. 1 minute, someone's screaming, buy USD JPY, it's going to the moon. The next, another trader's swearing it's a sell-off waiting to happen. Who do you believe? What do you do? If you're not careful, you stop trusting your own analysis and start riding the wave of someone else's hunch. I'll never forget the time I got sucked into a Reddit thread about a guaranteed NFP trade. Non-farm payrolls, big news, big volatility. The hype was electric. This is the one, load up. I ignored my risk management, threw in a bigger lot size than I should have, and the market spiked against me. Stop loss triggered, account down 30%. All because I let the noise drown out my signal. Social media didn't pull the trigger, I did, but it loaded the gun. The market doesn't care about trending hashtags or viral posts. It moves on its own logic. But when you're neck deep in X debates or TikTok trading hacks, you lose that logic. You lose your edge. You become a puppet jerked around by the loudest voices instead of the clearest patterns. Let's rewind to another mess I made. It was a quiet Tuesday, and I was eyeing a setup on GBP JPY. Tight range, clean support. I'd done my homework, marked my entry, set my stop. Then I checked X. A thread popped up. GBP JPY's dead. USD's where the action is. 50 replies, all buzzing about some dollar rumor. I hesitated. My signal was solid, but the noise was louder. I switched pairs, chased USD JPY instead, and got chopped up in sideways action. GBP JPY, it broke out exactly as I'd planned. 60 pips I never touched. That's the noise at work. It scrambles your compass. You've got a plan, a system, but social media throws a dozen new ideas at you every hour. I've seen traders, good ones, abandon years of discipline because some TikTok kid with a ring light said, moving averages are dead, bro. Use my Bollinger trick. Next thing you know, they're overcomplicating setups, missing trades, blaming the market. It's not the market, it's the mess in their heads. And the FOMO's relentless. You're waiting for your setup, patient as hell, then Instagram drops a story. Just caught 80 pips on gold, where you at? Suddenly, you're doubting your patience, jumping into trades you haven't vetted. I did that with gold once, saw a post, rushed in, no stop loss. Price reversed, and I was down $150 before I blinked. The poster, probably demo trading. The noise doesn't care about your reality, it just wants your reaction. Even the helpful stuff, threads breaking down news, expert takes, it's a trap. I followed a guy who dissect every Fed speech, tweeting rate hike confirmed, sell everything. I'd panic, close positions early, miss reversals. Turns out he was guessing half the time. Real signal comes from price, not posts. But social media buries that truth under a landslide of chatter. Here's how I started tuning it out. I went analog. 1 week, I ditched the apps and printed my charts. Old school, pen and paper. I marked levels, watched price, ignored the hype. My trades got quieter, cleaner. No one was yelling in my ear. Try it, strip the noise, and your signal shines. The market's speaking, you just have to listen. Chapter 4, the time you'll never get back. Let's talk about time, your most precious asset as a trader. Every hour you spend mastering your craft, backtesting, journaling, refining, is an investment in your future. But every hour you spend scrolling, that's gone forever. I want you to feel this. Imagine you're 80 years old looking back. Will you regret missing that perfect trade setup because you were watching a YouTube drama unfold? Will you wish you'd spent less time on X and more time on MT4? I used to think I could multitask, trade with one eye, scroll with the other. But the truth hit me hard when I audited my screen time. 4 hours a day on social media. 4 hours. That's 28 hours a week, more than a full-time job, wasted on nothing. I could have analyzed a year's worth of charts in that time. I could have built a strategy that worked. Instead, I was liking memes and chasing clout. I wasn't a trader. I was a spectator. Time is your capital, and social media is burning through it. You don't get those hours back. The market keeps moving, but you're stuck, refreshing, retweeting, reacting, and every swipe takes you further from the trader you want to be. Let me paint you a picture. It was a Friday night, and I planned to review my week. 5 trades, 3 wins, 2 losses. I wanted to figure out why I'd slipped on those losers. Instead, I opened TikTok. A trader was dancing, literally dancing next to a chart, Caption, millionaire mindset. I laughed, kept scrolling. 2 hours later, I'd watched 50 videos, dance moves, Lambos, motivation, and my review, forgotten. Monday came, I repeated the same mistakes, lost 20 pips. That's time I'll never recover. It's not just the big chunks either. It's the sneaky minutes. You're waiting for a candle to close, so you check X. 5 minutes becomes 15. I did that daily, snacking on social media between trades. By month's end, I'd lost 100 hours. 100 hours I could have spent mastering my strategy, spotting fakeouts. Instead, I knew every trending hashtag, but couldn't read a trend line to save my life. And it compounds. Miss a week of study and your edge dulls. I skipped backtesting for a month, glued to Instagram stories, traders jetting off to Dubai, sipping cocktails. When I finally traded again, I misjudged a breakout on USD JPY, lost 50 pips because I hadn't practiced. The market doesn't wait for you to catch up, but social media keeps you lagging. Here's a gut punch. I once calculated what those hours could have earned. Say I'd spent 20 hours a week, half my scrolling time, honing my craft. At 10 pips a week improvement, compounded over a year, that's 500 pips. With a $10 per pip lot, that's $5,000. I traded likes for a car payment. What's your number? What's social media costing you? Start small to fight back. I set a rule, no phone till noon. First day I backtested USD JP, found a pattern I'd missed for months. 1 hour, one win. Time's yours to reclaim. Don't let the scroll steal it. You're trading for freedom, not for follows. Chapter 5, The Emotional Rollercoaster of the Feed. Let's dig into something we haven't fully unpacked yet, the emotional toll. Social media isn't just a time suck or a confidence killer. It's an emotional roller coaster designed to keep you strapped in. 1 minute, you're pumped up by a trader's $1 million mindset video. The next, you're spiraling because someone posted a snarky comment about newbies who don't get it. Your mood swings like the market itself, up, down, sideways. And by the time you sit down to trade, you're already exhausted. I've ridden that ride more times than I care to admit. There was this 1 week early in my trading journey where I was killing it. Small wins, consistent pips, building my account slow and steady. Then I made the mistake of posting about it on X. First profitable week, I wrote, proud as hell. Within minutes, the replies rolled in. Only 20 pips? Cute. You'll blow it soon. Seen it 100 times. My high crashed hard. I started trading angry, revenge trading they call it, and wiped out half my gains in a single session, all because I let the feed mess with my head. That's the thing. Social media doesn't just distract you, it manipulates you. It thrives on drama, outrage, envy. Algorithms push the posts that get your blood boiling or your heart racing because that's what keeps you scrolling. But trading? Trading demands calm. It demands clarity. You can't analyze a chart when your pulse is pounding from some stranger's troll comment. You can't stick to your plan when you're riding an emotional high from a viral hype thread. Think about the last time you scrolled through X or TikTok. Did you feel peaceful afterward? Focused? Or did you feel restless, scattered, maybe even a little pissed off? That's not an accident. It's by design. Social media companies profit when you're hooked, not when you're productive. And as a Forex trader, that emotional chaos is your kryptonite. The market doesn't care if you're inspired or insulted. It only cares if you're present. Here's a challenge. Next time you're tempted to check your feed before a trading session, pause. Ask yourself, how will this make me feel? Will it help me win or will it set me up to lose? 9 times out of 10, you'll know the answer. And if you're brave enough to skip it, you'll notice something amazing. Your trades get cleaner. Your decisions get sharper because you're not carrying someone else's baggage into the market. Chapter 6, The Myth of Staying Informed. Okay, let's bust a myth you might be clinging to. The idea that social media keeps you informed. You've probably told yourself this before. I know I did. I need to check X for news updates. I'll miss out if I don't follow the latest trading chatter. It sounds reasonable, right? The Forex market moves fast. Economic data, central bank announcements, geopolitical shocks. Staying on top of it feels like part of the job. But here's the reality. Social media isn't informing you. It's overwhelming you. Back in 2020, during the height of pandemic volatility, I thought X was my lifeline. Every trader I followed was posting minute-by-minute updates. Fed's about to speak, gold spiking, your USD's toast. I'd refresh obsessively, trying to catch every crumb of insight. But instead of clarity, I got chaos. One guy said buy, another said sell, a third said the world was ending. By the time I opened my platform, I was so paralyzed by conflicting takes that I missed a clean 80 pip move on USD JPY. The info was there, on my charts, in my newsfeed, but I drowned it out with the social media fire hose. Real talk, the news that matters in Forex, rate decisions, GDP reports, NFP, it's not breaking on TikTok first. It's on Bloomberg, Reuters, your broker's calendar. Social media just amplifies it with spin, speculation, and screaming matches. You don't need 50 opinions on a rate hike. You need the data and your strategy. But the feed convinces you that staying informed means wading through the muck, when really, it's just muddying your signal. And let's not forget the FOMO trap. Fear of missing out. It's social media's secret weapon. You see a post about a once-in-a-lifetime setup, and suddenly you're scrambling to jump in, even if it's not your plan. I fell for that once with gold. Some influencers swore it was hitting $2,000 by Friday. I piled in, ignored my risk rules, and watched it tank instead. FOMO didn't make me rich, it made me reckless. The market doesn't reward panic, it rewards patience. So here's the truth. You're not uninformed without social media. You're unburdened. Strip away the chatter, and you're left with what actually moves the market: price and fundamentals. Next time you think you need to check the feed, try this instead. Pull up your economic calendar, scan a legit news source, and trust your prep. You'll be amazed how much clearer the game gets. Chapter 7, The Community Mirage, Isolation in Disguise. Let's pivot to something subtler but just as dangerous: the promise of community. Social media dangles this carrot. Join the tribe, connect with traders like you, and it's tempting. Trading can feel lonely, staring at charts while the world sleeps. You crave camaraderie, someone who gets the grind. So you dive into Discord servers, Telegram groups, X circles. At first, it's electric. Banter, shared wins, a sense of belonging. But over time, it sours. That community starts feeling like a mirage, and the isolation creeps back in, worse than before. I joined a trading group on Telegram once, hyped up by the idea of real traders, real talk. It was fun for a while, guys posting setups, cracking jokes about losing streaks. But then I noticed the shift. The loudest voices weren't trading, they were flexing. The quiet ones, struggling, but too scared to admit it. I'd ask a question about my GBP JPY analysis, and instead of help, I'd get "just follow my signals, bro," or "you're overthinking it." I wasn't connecting, I was performing, and when I stopped posting my wins, the community stopped caring. That's the mirage. Social media communities promise support, but they're built on shallow vibes, not substance. You're not a person to them. You're a screen name, a like, a potential sale. And when you're drowning in a losing streak, those friends aren't there to pull you up. They're too busy curating their own image. You end up more alone than if you'd never joined, because now you've got the sting of rejection on top of the solitude. Real community in trading isn't found in a 1,000-member chat. It's built offline, with mentors you trust or a handful of peers who actually show up. Social media fakes it, and the cost is your focus. You spend hours seeking validation from strangers instead of building your craft. I learned that the hard way, wasted months chasing tribe vibes when I should have been chasing pips. Try this. Next time you feel that itch for community, step away from the apps. Call a friend who trades, join a local meetup, or just sit with yourself, your charts, your journal, and realize you're enough. The market's your teacher. You don't need a retweet to prove it. Chapter 8, Breaking Free, Your Path to Unplugged Profits. So how do you fight back? How do you reclaim your focus, your edge, your profits? It starts with a choice. Unplug. Not forever. Social media has its place. But for the trader in you, it's time to draw a line. Here's how I did it, and how you can too. First, set boundaries. Give yourself a trading window. No phone, no apps, just you and the charts. Mine's 8 a.m. to noon. That's sacred time. The world can wait. Second, curate your feed. If you must use social media, follow only what serves you. Legit educators, not hype machines. Unfollow the noise. Third, replace the habit. When you feel the urge to scroll, grab a trading book instead. Study the charts, not filters. Fourth, and this is big, forgive yourself. We've all fallen into the trap. I did. You have. But guilt won't fix it. Action will. Start small. 1 hour unplugged. One trade without checking X mid setup. You'll feel the difference. Your mind will sharpen. Your results will grow. Finally, remember why you're here. Forex isn't about likes or followers. It's about freedom. Every pip you earn is a step toward the life you want. Don't let social media rob you of that. You're not just a trader. You're a dreamer with a plan. Protect it. Let's break this down deeper. Boundaries aren't just rules. They're armor. My first unplugged day, I locked my phone in a drawer. Sounds extreme, but I needed it. I sat with GBP USD, no buzzing, no pings. I saw a double top I'd have missed mid-scroll, nabbed 30 pips. That win wasn't luck, it was silence. Set your own line. Maybe it's no apps till 3 p.m., maybe it's a charts-only desk. Guard it like your account. Curating's trickier, it's surgery on your habits. I followed 200 traders on X, most were noise. I cut it to 10 real analysts, no flexers. My feed went from chaos to clarity. One posted a USD JPY breakdown. I studied it, traded it, banked 20 pips. Quality over quantity. Audit your follows. Keep the gold, ditch the garbage. Replacing the habits where it gets fun. I swapped Instagram for technical analysis of the financial markets. Boring title, game-changing lessons. One night I learned pivot points. Next day I caught a 40 pip bounce on GBP JPY. You've got options, podcasts, webinars, even sketching charts by hand. I tried that, drew candlesticks for an hour. Next trade I spotted a reversal blind, swapped the scroll for skills. It's your edge growing. Forgiveness is the heart of it. I beat myself up for years. Why'd I waste that hour? Why'd I miss that setup? It paralyzed me. Then I flipped it. Every slip's a lesson. One day I scrolled mid-trade, lost focus, blew 15 pips. Instead of sulking, I wrote it down. X cost me $30. Next day I stayed off, won 25 pips. Forgive, learn, move. You're human, not a bot. Why you're here, that's your fuel. I taped a note to my screen. Trade for the beach house. Every time I wanted to check TikTok, I read it. Last month I saved $500. Pips, not posts. What's your why? A car? A kid's future? Write it down. Let it pull you past the noise. You're building a legacy. Social media is just a detour. Chapter 9. Reclaiming Your Mind, a 30-day challenge. Now that we've laid bare the damage, let's get practical. I'm giving you a lifeline, a 30-day challenge to unplug and rebuild your focus as a Forex trader. This isn't theory, it's action. I've done it, and it changed everything. Ready? Here's the plan. Day 1 to 5, the detox. Delete the apps, X, Instagram, TikTok, whatever's got its claws in you from your phone. Not forever, just 30 days. Keep them on a laptop if you must, but make it inconvenient. Tell yourself, this is my trading boot camp. Your first few days will feel weird. Your hand will itch for the phone, but that's the point. You're breaking the habit. Spend that freed up time backtesting one pair. I started with EUR/USD, logging every trade I would have taken. 5 days in, I had 10 solid setups I'd missed before because of scrolling. Day 6 to 15, the rebuild. Set a daily trading window, mine still 8 a.m. to noon, and guard it like gold. No notifications, no distractions. Use this time to refine your strategy. Pick one indicator, say RSI, and master it. Journal every trade, entry, exit, why you took it. By day 15, I'd cut my overtrading by half because I wasn't chasing FOMO anymore. I was following my rules. Day 16 to 25, the replacement. Social media is a habit, so swap it for something better. When you want to scroll, grab a trading book. Market Wizards is a classic, or watch a price action tutorial. I swapped X for candlestick drills, and my chart reading went from shaky to surgical. You're not just quitting a vice, you're building a skill. Day 26 to 30, the reflection. Look back. Compare your focus, your trades, your emotions to day 1. I'll bet you'll see tighter stops, cleaner entries, less stress. I did. My win rate climbed 20% that month, not because I got lucky, but because I got clear. On day 30, decide, do you want the apps back? If so, set rules. 15 minutes a day after trading, no exceptions. This challenge isn't easy, but it's worth it. You're not just unplugging from social media, you're plugging into yourself. Try it. Prove to yourself you're stronger than the scroll. Conclusion, a letter to your future self. Before we part, let's do something special. Imagine it's 5 years from now. You're sitting in the life you've built, maybe a beach house, maybe a quiet office, funded by the pips you've earned. You've made it because you chose focus over noise, discipline over distraction. I want you to hear this letter from that future you, written today. Dear Mike, I'm proud of you. You didn't let the likes define you. You didn't let the noise drown you. You traded your way, messy at first, but steady in the end. Those nights you turned off the phone, studied the charts, felt the fear, but pushed through. They paid off. I'm living the freedom you dreamed of because you unplugged when it mattered. Thank you. That's your story waiting to be written. Social media can't take it from you, not if you fight for it. So start today. One step, one trade, one choice to be the trader you know you can be. Thanks for sticking with me through Unplugged Profits. Drop a comment on YouTube. Tell me your why, your struggle, your win. Subscribe if you're in this journey with me. This is the Forex Muse, signing off. The market's calling. Answer it with everything you've got.